Okay, let's get started. Hello, everybody. It is me, Darcy. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to the podcast, the Unnamed Podcast, where I sit here with this guy for about a time,
Unlucky
talking rubbish or whatever else comes to my mind. But, guys, as always, we're here for a good time. Not a long time, but also a long time.
Yeah.
But maybe not so long, but maybe long.
More than likely long.
Long
Let's
things
not
happen.
let's not even guess at it. It's gonna be a long time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, it might not be.
Damn it.
Guys, as we often do, let us start with a little bit of channel news.
Indeed. So Monday this week
News.
was Satisfactory.
Bow, 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 bow,
Yeah.
bow, bow, bow.
Which I believe was the end of our current recording.
No.
No, there's one more to
Oh,
come
no,
out.
I can't record.
That was start. Okay.
Guys, yeah, Satisfactory came out. If you've been following our Satisfactory, you probably have come to the realization that Kris, his job is to do all of the boring stuff,
Yeah.
and then he has this tendency to complain when the boring stuff isn't done, which is, what can I do about it? I don't sit there and be like, hey, Kris, why isn't this science done? No, I do the science. I just get the shit done. But Kris is like, hey, do you know if this is being made? I'm like, no. And he's like, oh, why isn't it being made? I'm like,
Did I ask that question?
hundreds of times.
Wait, are you sure? I know
Yes.
you've asked me a lot.
Yes, you've often said, because I always say, Kris, you're complaining about something that you didn't do. Because you always
Yeah,
say
good
things
point.
like, oh man, we got to get this running. And I'm like, agreed.
Yeah.
And then you go, right. And then you fuck off and don't do it. And that's like, then you complain about it and you're like,
No, it's because I've got other stuff I need to do.
they're like, why isn't this done? It's like, because you didn't do your job. That was just my fault. Anyway, why I bring this up is that in the episode that came out, we are very much on point.
Yes.
I am off exploring,
Yeah.
bringing new things to the world, and traveling on power towers. Kris is pretty much standing still for most of the video and making power work,
Yes.
which is what he needs to do. It is his job.
I have done at this point.
Not some of it.
Well, yeah, obviously we need more, but
Well, I don't think you have. Did you hook up all of them in that time that we were playing? I don't think
not
you
in
did.
the first recording. But
Okay.
in the final recording,
I didn't think you had finished.
I
all
might
of them.
have 5 to go, but I have
So like
more
half.
than... No, because there was 17. It's a very random number. I'm pretty sure there was like 17.
Anyway, yeah. So basically, Kris is doing power, and I'm off
Yeah.
exploring, and I'm kind of doing the exploring like almost like back in like the best of days and the worst of days, where I'm just kind of like gunning it out there,
True.
and then getting confused and not really knowing what's happening. But I know what I need to achieve, guys, and that's the important thing. I know what I'm doing. It's just never really seems like I do. If I'm being honest, whilst I always know exactly what I'm doing, it does come across as I'm confused and just wandering.
It seems about accurate.
It does seem about
No,
accurate.
I did actually finish getting the power up, because now I was starting to sort out making it look better and extra storage.
But if you don't have the storage up, then we don't have the power up
No, the
properly.
extra storage.
But we should have more storage than we need.
At the moment, we have a bunch of 2-layer stacked
That's not enough storage.
full of coal. Now I'm adding more in.
That's not enough storage. Have you ever seen a coal power plant, Kris? Those motherfuckers
Yeah.
have like just giant piles of coal just next to them, and they're like, "How much
yeah.
is that for?" Oh, that probably lasts us,
Couple of days.
4 hours.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
need more. We need more.
I'm doing that. That's why because I also started connecting those other 2 plots that we have.
We need more. Anyway, so yeah, Kris has been doing that. What have I been doing? I
Nothing.
I managed to make all. I've been doing a lot of alien technology search,
Fair enough.
and that means like pretty much spending a lot of time
Killing.
collecting SAM ore.
Oh, yeah. Fair
And
enough.
I have found quite a bit of SAM ore, but at the same time, I say at the same time. Everyone listen up at the same time. I also had to use it to make something so that I could continue to collect it. And so I pretty much spent a lot of time being like, oh, geez, oh, do I have enough? I don't have enough. Oh, God, now I gotta go over here. Now I gotta do this. Now I gotta do that. And then I kind of just crashed my car a lot as well. That's something else that happened.
We both do that a lot.
Yeah.
I get the car stuck in trees.
Yeah. These things happen. I don't ever get the
God,
car stuck in trees. It's just usually on its side. It's like I say, I want to go in a straight line, and the car's like, okay, so you want to be on your side? And I'm like, no. Why would I ever want that?
I honestly have moments where I'm like, you know what? I'm glad I have a chainsaw on me because I can get this car unstuck.
But anyway, so like, yeah, this episode really focuses on me getting a system set up.
Yeah.
And then the next episode is going to be focusing on me getting a system set up while you work on power. So it's almost exactly the same, only...
Well, me working on the power will only be the start of the next one.
True.
What it'll actually be is making sure that I've turned everything else back on.
And entertaining, guys.
I know, right? And then just, I don't know, trying to make it look a little bit better. So you're not just looking at machinery everywhere.
We'll actually see about that. But yeah, so guys, that's what's happened in Satisfactory. We're getting to a point where we're actually able to start progressing better. We've always been slightly progressing, like just shuffling along.
Yeah.
But there have been a few big hold-ups, stuff that we just could not do because we really just didn't have the setup.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's, just our main base,
which we need to fix.
It's a mess. It's
horrid.
And we should probably spend a bit of time cleaning that up between recordings, but also at the same time, I can't be bothered doing that.
But I had a feeling that's why we haven't done it yet.
So I kind of feel like to do that, it has to be a recording, but at the same time, it's like, but yeah, so the next time, I continue doing what I do best, which is just be very all over the place,
very disorganized.
But if you have seen this week's episode, you've seen where I start off, because where we end is literally where I have to start off, and it's a very interesting starting point to any exploration, I believe.
Okay, I've got to watch the end of this one.
Yep.
I don't know where that is.
Yeah.
I was busy.
Yeah. So that's what came out Monday. So stay tuned. There is more Satisfactory to come. There's always more Satisfactory to come.
We will be playing a lot of that game
until we finish it.
Indeed. Okay, and then as for Wednesday, today, unfortunately, nothing has come out. There was a bit of an issue.
Yeah, apparently me and YouTube are having a fight. I'm like, I want to post this video, and YouTube's like, no, you don't. And I'm like, yeah, I do. And it's like, not really. And so last night I uploaded the video, and then this morning I came down, and I was like, okay. I say this morning I came down. More like this afternoon I came down because I had gone to the gym, had a shower, had some food, come down. I was like, okay. Oh, I haven't seen the video that I put up last night. I wonder why that hasn't popped up on my list yet. And I looked at it, and it was like it was pretty much YouTube just sitting there shaking its head at me, being like, nah, son. I was like, what do you mean? And so I uploaded it again, and it was like, yes, son, I'm doing it this time. I was like, thank God. And then I was like, okay, well, you've got about 5 minutes left. I've got to go to work, so I went to work. And I got home, and I was like, that video still hasn't popped up. And I got on, and I looked, and it was like, nah, son. And I was like, what the fuck do you mean, nah, son? And it's like, nah, son. So there was a Hitman, me continuing the story of Hitman, that was supposed to come out today. It has not, because YouTube is just saying nah, son to me, like, in the most condescending way.
Yeah.
So I am going to fix that up, and it will be coming out next Wednesday instead. So we will talk about it more next Wednesday. Yeah. But yes, sorry that no video came out today other than the shorts.
Yes.
there's not much I can do. YouTube, yeah. When YouTube says nah, son, you don't do it. Your Sundays are not.
Fair enough.
Which is, yeah.
That's a way to say that. I just okay.
So it's very unfortunate, but yeah, these things happen. But on the other side of things, it's also very fortunate because it means that, hey, guess what? I have a video for next Wednesday already done.
Yeah.
That means I can edit and get into the future. Anyway.
Yes.
So guys, that brings us to the Minecraft that will be coming out.
Yes.
On Saturday, so the day after you've seen this, if you watch this when it comes out. If you're watching this after it's come out, maybe this Minecraft's already out. Maybe it's not. Maybe you're living in a time paradox. Who knows? I don't.
Maybe YouTube is still saying NASA.
If it does, I'm going to go and I'm going to punch it right in its genitals.
Oof. Be warned, YouTube. Be warned.
Fucking going for him. Although it would be very interesting that YouTube would allow this video to go up, but not the one after it. Be like,
True.
No, yes, nah, son. And I'm like, okay, well now.
You thought we were letting you start up again?
It's like, hey,
get out of here.
Then I have to talk to Chat GPT and be like, Chat GTP, where the fuck is YouTube's genitals? And it's gonna be like, it's here. And I'm like, okay, I'm going there.
I'm booking my ticket now.
I'm getting there, and I'm just gonna be like, bam, bitch. And it's gonna be like, nah, son. Ah, son.
Oh, you know what? I'll let you put them up next
Okay,
time.
fucking calm down. No one needs to do this. And you're like, well,
One, clearly people need to do it because they made a location where that's where YouTube's genitals are.
exactly.
For people to hit.
Exactly. Anyway, yeah. So on the Minecraft that's coming out, well, guys, if you have watched last week's Minecraft, which I suggest you do, you see a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
Well, this is kind of us trying to rectify said mistakes. We do eventually. That's always good fun, isn't it? Who loves fixing mistakes? These guys.
Yeah. That took so long.
It did.
Oh, goddamn long.
And then there's like a kind of like, I'm not gonna lie, there's hopefully I haven't finished editing it yet as of editing and filming this. We're very close, but like when I say we're very close, I think we're in like I'm in the last like 20 minutes of the video that I just need to kind of edit. The unfortunate thing is that like we kind of go from exploring hell to running away from hell, which you know that's pretty standard.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Then to just kind of standing around being boring and talking about South Park and
That's
other
right.
TV shows and how I'm just not the biggest fan of them.
Yeah.
Then we go into well, Kris isn't really doing anything at all in the entire part of this video. From what I can see, he is just working on his home. But
Which is
for me,
technically doing
literally,
something.
I'm yeah, but it's boring.
Yeah, I know. That's
The
why I
only-
did it off camera.
The only funny part is quite literally when you put in a piece of glass to break it like 30 seconds later. You're like, I'll put this glass in there. Aww, smash. I'll put this glass in there. Aww. Anyway, trust me, I've been watching it. Otherwise, it's just kind of like, I have to dig. I have to put a piece of glass. I have to cook some glass. I gotta go dig. It's really monotonous. And I'm just sitting around trying to figure out how to get more cobblestone, which you wouldn't think I would need to do. It's pretty simple to figure it out. At one point, like I've said, I'm pretty sure I've said this in the video, I'm like, I need to get more cobblestone. And I'm like standing in this room full of stone. I'm like, that's not what I want.
You know what? I'm not surprised.
Because my brain just stopped.
No, here's my thought process when you were saying that. It's like, oh, well, he'll go dig some stuff. And he's like, and then you showed up over at my at my house and be like, I need more cobblestone. It's like, it's fucking everywhere.
Yeah, I know.
It's not hard to find.
Okay. I get very distracted about doing boring things.
I'm aware.
Anyway, so yeah, then that happens, and then I'm just kind of like chilling at your place. I've already figured out what the video is called. It's going to be called Boom. I think it's either Tough Boom or Boom Tough.
Okay, fair enough.
And if you watch the video, you'll understand why. And it's kind of like I go from, because we've been doing the Minecrafts in like big chunks, there's obviously like peaks and troughs in my mood and stuff like that as I'm doing it, because it's a pretty long time to be doing any one thing and try and just be like stay at a high level for the entire time.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, until we hit a point where we can focus more on the channel, this is how we have to do it.
Yes.
So this is, yeah, as I said, we kind of start off high because we're going and we're trying to get our stuff back from the nether, and there's a lot of stuff happening. Then we hit this low where we're just kind of being like,
we gotta get it back.
what the hell's going on? What are we doing? We've got our stuff back from the nether. We don't want to go back in there because that place is scary, dangerous, yo. And then it's just kind of like, I'm walking around doing stuff, and then all of a sudden I'm just like, okay, now I'm at Chris's house messing with him again. Yeah. Then he's doing something, and I'm like, no, I'm bored now, and I just kind of walk off into the woods.
That seems right.
And I totally forgot I did that, because there is quite literally the part I'm editing now. I'm like, I thought we ended this when we got back and we were mining, but no, I've gone off on this whole other adventure. Yeah. I'm screaming about a monster hole or some shit like that.
Yeah. But hear me out. You think?
Oh no, I'm in the monster hole.
You think the whole situation of what happened in the Nether? You think it's something we would have learned from?
No.
Apparently, I haven't, because honestly, I wish I was recording it then. I went back in because I needed more blackstone for my house.
Right.
So I went in. I'd already blocked off the area so I could come back and get some blackstone. So I didn't have an issue there. But then I'm like, I'm going to walk a little bit over here just to make sure that we didn't miss anything. And I'm like, oh, hang on. There's another 2 chests up there.
Yeah, is that the 2 chests I showed you? And it's like, oh yeah, that's where I walked up and they started attacking me.
Yeah, that's those 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I went and got those 2 chests. I think I died like 6 times.
Idiot.
But I was safe about it in the sense that I could always get back to my stuff without having to really run into them.
So apparently, and this is an important thing, apparently Kris does not know the rule about when you are playing it off recording is you're not allowed to do anything.
No, I know, yes. I know. That is something I'm like, I walked over, did it, and I'm like, oh fuck, I should have been recording this. Damn it.
Well, you should just not done it until the recording session.
True, I know.
Hence why I didn't explore over there until the recording session.
Oh, like, don't get me wrong, I didn't go any further than that spot.
You still
because I got stuck there, yeah.
The point is, we still have a lot to teach Kris about recording, apparently. And I say that on about more than one occasion. There's some stuff that, as an editor, I'm like sitting there going like, God damn it, Kris, why are you doing this again? Like, we ran into a really cool one where Kris had to turn down the sound. Because he was using headphones, and he was like, it's pretty loud. And so he went into the game and turned down the game volume in the game, instead of just turning down the volume on the computer. And he was like, oh, but then I couldn't hear your voice. I'm like, so you go into Discord and turn my volume up, because Discord has this really cool thing where it's like, hey, this is 100% volume, but you could go up to 200% volume.
Weirdly, I already had your volume up really high.
That's probably why you have so many issues hearing me, because it probably cancels out things that I say that are loud because it's afraid you're going to go deaf.
No, it's generally when you're talking normally that I have issues.
I don't know, because, as I said, I don't hear the Discord connection.
Well, yeah.
But I have all the other things. It's like my mic doesn't cut out or anything. It's just you're deaf. Anyway.
Sometimes.
Anyway.
Yes.
The point is that, yeah, this episode is, it's probably going to be a little bit shorter, because I am trying to cut out a lot of the boring stuff, like us just kind of being like, okay, let's run this path for the 5th time. Yeah.
Yay.
Or literally me being like, I'm in the dark. I'm in the dark. I sit in the dark in mine a lot. I noticed.
I know.
I don't know why, but it's just something that I do. I like to sit there and be like, it's really dark in here. No, I don't care.
No, I don't blame you, because I do the same thing.
It's just terrible for recording.
Because, like, there's, on your mind when you told me there was some, slate?
Yeah.
I went in there just to go collect some slate, and I'm like, yeah, cool. And then I've made this really long tunnel. I'm like, why didn't I put torches up? I have 20 on me. Don't worry, I put torches up on the way back so that nothing will come back.
Anyway, the point is, so this Minecraft starts with us going into hell. In the middle, we're just kind of chilling, just talking shit. Yeah. And at the end, I have just wandered off. And again, it's just one of those weird things where I'm just like, I don't even remember why. I think there's a reason I say it. I think I say why I'm going there. But then I just end up and I'm like, I'm in Kris's cave. And you're like, which cave? And I'm like, are you actually that stupid? And you're like, what? And I'm like, the one that's full of orange wool. You're like, well, I didn't put that there. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Okay,
look, when you just say the cave, I've made multiple caves.
When I say the cave with all the orange wool.
Well, yes, but still.
And you're like, I didn't... You literally say, after I say that, I didn't put that there. I'm like, are you fucking kidding? If you're ever wondering if it is an act between me and Kris, like when I actually scream at him, it's not. He generally will say something so profoundly stupid that I'm just like, what? And it does, me on the other hand, it's like I'm the enigma one of the two of us. Kris is just like, I'm gonna do something and just be stupid, whereas I'm like, I'm gonna do something really smart in the stupidest way possible.
Well, yeah, true.
And it's like, wait, what are you doing? It's like, I'm doing this. And it's like, why are you doing it like that? It's like, oh, hang on, I don't know. And it's like, I get questioned, and it's like, are you sure you're intelligent? It's like, yes, I'm probably the smartest person you've ever met. However,
do stupid shit.
It's exhausting being intelligent all the time. Sometimes you just want to, and you know,
it's understandable.
Dumb people should understand this. Okay? I know. They never have to be intelligent, so they're never exhausted by it. So taking the dumb option is sometimes the least exhausting part.
No, you're right. It does make sense.
Anyway.
Oh god.
It's exhausting being intelligent. But yeah, no. So there's a whole lot of that happening, which is pretty funny. But yeah, and then pretty much, you'll get to see the video that was supposed to come out on Wednesday, next Wednesday. So that's going to give us a little bit of a buffer for us to do stuff, but also just a little bit of unfortunate. But you know, as I said, it's going to give me a little bit more time to hopefully get ahead, because I kind of need to get ahead at the moment.
True.
Everything's a little bit crazy, and I know I've got some stuff coming up, which if I don't get planned for is going to just make my life a living hell.
It's going to be rough.
Look, I only have to be like, I think end of April, I only have to be like 3 weeks ahead.
It's not horrible. Not great, but it's not horrible.
It's not great. It's not horrible, provided I actually have the footage to edit.
True.
That's the big thing, because like at the moment, I don't have like. It's like, oh man, if only I could be ahead. And it's like, if only I could be ahead, but I don't even have the footage to be ahead. Like I don't even have something where it's like I could just bite the bullet, not go to the gym or something, and just edit this. Like. Sometimes I do that, but like it's not even like I can do that now. It's just like I do not have anything to edit. It's like I just do not have the footage. Yeah. So, you know, this week things I've got to do is like I'll probably film the last Minecraft working on my house before I start doing solos, building the Easter challenge. I'm close to being ready to start that. I have like a rough sketch of what I want to do, and I now just have to figure out how to turn that sketch into a actual Minecraft build. So that's something that's going to might take a while. It might not. It kind of depends on what happens.
It sounds like it's going to take a while.
It shouldn't be too bad because of me. Being in creative mode. When I'm in creative mode, I can move around and do things a lot more. What's actually going to be killer is I guarantee you, whilst I want everything to be functional, I also care deeply about the aesthetic look of it. So
True.
I'm going to try and, like, if I can hide elements of it, like bits that I can hide, I want to hide so that they're not like just sitting out there for the world to see.
Yeah.
And that means that I'm gonna, that's gonna be difficult.
Yeah, no, I can understand that.
But fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
You know, sometimes I forget about creative mode in Minecraft.
Yeah.
Honestly, with what I did with working on my house,
No.
I wish I was.
No,
creative
houses
for
are
some of
not
that.
allowed to be built in creative mode.
No, not the house. What I did outside of the house.
Nope.
Because I dug out like a whole large area.
Mhm.
Oh.
None of that is allowed to be done in creative mode.
Yeah, I know.
That's
I just say I wish I was in it. I know I can't
the
be.
only stuff. See, because the server is the official server of the channel, and
Yes.
like again, if other people join us, they'll build, they'll do stuff, and then I'll allow them to build houses in our city,
Yes.
or in our town, or in our small area. Pretty much,
Yeah.
I'll allow them to build houses in the shadow of my house.
Yes. Yes.
But because it's that, like, the only thing that's allowed to be done creatively is
The challenges.
the building of the challenges.
Yeah.
Because some of them we could do without. Like, I could do a really, really, really easy to do Easter challenge, where it's just like go into the wild and find a rabbit. First one to do it wins.
Well, yeah.
But considering we haven't even seen any rabbits yet,
No, that's a fair point.
that could take some time. So
Yeah.
what I'm going to do is build a Easter challenge. But yeah, it's just, as I said, aesthetics are a big thing to me. Like, hence the Christmas island and all of that.
Yeah.
I didn't have to make snow and all of that. I could have just had it sitting there on a flat piece of thing. I didn't
True.
want that.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
it's, you got to have looks as well.
Yeah.
But yeah. So sit tight. In the next couple of weeks, hopefully that build will start.
Yes.
But yeah, there is going to probably be one more of me building my house, because I've had some ideas that I really need to enact.
Yeah.
If I don't enact them, I'll forget them. And we're kind of getting close to me being finished structurally, my house.
For now.
For now. For now.
Because there's always later of being like, ooh, I could do that. Well,
yeah.
guess the tower.
There are, like, literally areas where I can expand my house. There are some areas I cannot expand my house. They're just going as far as it can go in that direction. But, then there's also always down.
Well, yes.
But once again, considering that nearly all of that mountain is my house,
It is.
I have done a lot. I've done a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, other than that, the shorts are coming out. My revelation last week, I've actually started doing, so the shorts are easier. I just do them the night before.
That's right.
Because it's like, it always used to be a thing. It's like, oh no, I gotta get up and do the shorts. I'm gonna make sure I get them done before I have to go and do this thing, and I've got to stop editing to do the shorts. And now it's just like, I'm going to bed in about 10 minutes. I'll just quickly
Do a couple of shorts.
do the shorts, and they're done.
Fucking hell.
They're done.
He can think.
Yeah, that was a revelation.
Or he could put things into action.
Revelations. Yeah. So.
It was a game.
Jesus Christ. But other than that, guys, last I checked, we are now up to 234 subscribers.
Yes. That's what I checked last as well.
Yep, I checked this morning at some point.
I checked like an hour ago.
We had a pretty good run over the weekend. Like, we
Yeah.
went up a lot. I think we went from something like 225.
I think it was, yeah. It's either that or 220. No, yeah, it would have been 225.
Yeah, somewhere
Yeah.
like that. Or 228, it might be 228, I can't remember. But like,
Yeah.
we had a pretty good run, and like got a few subscribers in a few days, which is nice. It always seems like that's kind of the way it goes. You have these tendencies where you gain a few subscribers quickly,
Yeah.
and then it's like more people are looking at your stuff, and you get a little bit more,
Yeah.
get a bit more viewer, gets a few more subscribers. So fingers crossed we'll keep going, and yeah, as I said, hopefully by mid-year we'll be up around the 300-400 mark.
That'd be nice. That would be really good.
It'd be really, really nice if we get to 500, but then I have to start thinking even more. And I don't want that. I don't want that at all.
You might hurt yourself this time.
God damn it. But yeah, guys, I think that just about wraps up
I think
channel
so.
news. Moving right along.
Yes, indeed.
I actually really don't have a whole lot to talk about.
Yeah, I was going to say, seems like you're getting distracted by that video a lot.
No, I'm just watching it. I'm not actually distracted. I'm just kind of seeing what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm also just trying to think about what I'm actually trying to say. That's a big thing.
Oh, yeah,
But
fair.
if you are wondering what the video is, it's Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. It's a game
Yeah.
I'm actually quite excited to play.
Yeah.
I will have to think about what I want to play it on.
Oh, yeah, fair point.
It's kind of one of those situations.
Yep.
But yeah, like I think there were a few games coming out this month that I was kind of interested in. Obviously, Kingdom Come Deliverance is one of the big ones.
Yeah.
I think Yakuza Pirates or Like a Dragon Yakuza Pirates, so I can't even remember its name. It's
Something like that.
something ridiculous, but the game is ridiculous, and I really love that. I really love those games, so I really want to play it.
Yeah.
So that's another one I'm interested in. And of course, then there's like Civ 7, which came out, which I'm kind of not interested in. You know, Civ 6 kind of dropped the ball for me a bit. I just didn't like the art style, really.
Fair,
So maybe
fair.
I'll have a look at Civ 7, see what the art style's like, because like I was a big fan of the Civ 5 artwork, where it was like sort of cartoony, but also not so much. But then like Civ 6 came out, and it was like super cartoony, and I was like,
Makes sense. Makes sense.
And so yeah, but yeah, maybe I'll check that out. But yeah, I think that's I don't think there's many other video games coming out, but it does open me to talk about something that I did see a little bit of stuff on this week.
Yes.
Which was talking about what's that game called? Grand Theft Auto 6. How Grand Theft Auto 6 could possibly be the first $100 game, American dollars.
I was going to say, like,
no, which would mean like it's closer to like 200 here. Probably be around like 160, 170.
You probably.
And like people talking about how it's like, oh, if they do it, then everyone will start doing it. And I'm like,
not necessarily.
Well, no, they will. They will.
No,
Absolutely, they will.
Oh yeah.
But what I've been watching is a lot of people talking about and being like, what people need to understand is that just because Grand Theft Auto 6 can do something doesn't mean you can. Because this is like the most anticipated game of probably, if not this decade, then definitely
the
last 5 years. But
True.
like honestly, I could easily give this the most anticipated game of this decade.
Yeah, I could as well.
Like, I know that you also bring into not Skyrim, Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah.
The successor to Skyrim.
Yeah.
But I honestly don't think that is as anticipated as Grand Theft Auto 6 because Bethesda.
Well,
and people have a tendency to be like, oh man, this game's going to be great. And then like, oh wait, that's right, Bethesda are doing it. This game's going to be buggy. Probably won't work straight out of the box and we'll have to wait until modders fix it to be good.
Yeah. Well, I don't even think it's just that. There is, when you have a look at the full gaming community, even the people who aren't hardcore gamers, everyone plays GTA. Or most people.
A lot of people play GTA.
A lot of play. Like, a vast majority, whereas not... I wouldn't say there's as many people that play Skyrim or Elder Scrolls. It's still got a large number, but I don't think it's
I would argue that because, you know, yes, it had probably... I don't think it... let me try that again.
Okay.
GTA has definitely sold more copies.
True.
But I'm fairly sure if you actually look at it, Skyrim should actually be not compared to GTA 5, but GTA 4, because I'm pretty sure those two actually came out closer together.
Yeah, true. Fair point.
It's just that Skyrim's been released about a gabillion times, which kind of makes you think that there is a lot of interest in it because it's been released on a gabillion times on a different gabillion things.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm surprised they haven't released Skyrim the book. Or Skyrim, the thing that slaps you in the face. Or Skyrim flavored dildos.
Flavored? Okay.
I don't know. How else are you going to
What
get
is that
Skyrim
going
on
to taste like?
Two things.
Okay.
Three things. A dragon.
Okay, yeah, fair point, fair point.
A sweaty, hairy guy.
Oh, God. Okay, fair point. Okay, yeah.
Or an arrow to the knee.
What does an arrow to the knee taste like?
How would I know?
Is it just like metallic? Because metallic with like a wood aftertaste?
What if we shoot you in the knee and you tell us what it tastes like?
No, because then I'd have to actually taste it. The reason I'm saying very metallic is because, like, obviously the arrowhead, well, yeah, I'm assuming it's made out of metal, so you've got the iron sort of taste there, plus, you know, blood.
What if I make it out of copper or bronze
Oh, fuck. That's why I said metallic.
or stone?
See, now stone's where it differs. But there's going to be a metallic taste anyway because blood.
Stone.
But the
Anyway.
wood aftertaste for the wooden shaft of the
Anyway.
arrow.
As I said, like, look, if you can play Skyrim on it, they'd probably release Skyrim on it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So whereas GTA has been a little bit more like, no, we just release it. But then again, also GTA 5's had a lot of releases.
It has.
It
but
just, the releases haven't been anything special. Like Skyrim does a new release, and they're like, we're releasing Skyrim again, and people are like, what? And then it's like, wait, hang on, that's not surprising.
no, not in the slightest.
It's like, yeah, we're releasing it on the Switch now. The GTA is just like, hey, we've only released it on the major consoles and PC, but we're releasing it on the major consoles and PC again. It's just this time it's a little bit different. And it's like, how is it a little bit different this time? It's like, oh, well, this one's going to come with a little extra thing. And it's like,
Okay.
you had me at different.
Yes. No, but the main reason I said that it might have been a bit higher is you get a lot more of the casual
Oh, you
games.
will. Yeah,
you get a lot more of the
definitely.
casual gamers with GTA over Skyrim.
Yeah.
Whereas
any Elder Scrolls game is going to have the issue that it is a fantasy RPG.
Yes.
So people who are like, I only play fucking Call of Duty are going to be like, I'm not playing that, but they will play GTA because you know they can sit there and scream and be 12 in GTA as well.
It's true.
But I don't know. As I said, GTA 6 brings up a lot of questions. Like for me, one of the big ones is what's going to happen with GTA Online.
Yeah, no, that's always
Because
a bit of
as
a
I've
question.
said it a lot of times, people are like, "Oh, well, they'll just start it again," and I'm like,
That's
I think that's the worst thing they could do because
absolutely.
it will lose them a lot of people who have spent money on GTA Online.
And I believe we've sort of discussed it in this before, where we said, or you mainly said that, and we sort of agreed by the end of it that the best option would probably be being able to jump between the two locations.
Yep.
So, like getting on a plane and then actually going to, because where's it set this time? Miami?
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's Vice City, I believe. I believe Miami in the GTA world is Vice City.
Okay, yeah, well, fair enough. But yeah,
Which
so
doesn't make sense because you think that'd be Las Vegas.
you would think so. But
Anyway.
either way, that's the best option is just jumping between the two.
Yeah, and so before anything
Because
else,
a lot of people have sunk a
hundreds,
lot of
if
money
not
into that.
more, thousands.
I'm not even saying if not more, definitely more.
Thousands.
Yes.
Like I think like nearly, like you could say probably only about 10% of players have spent nothing on the online section.
Yeah,
I reckon most players have spent at least something on online.
I am one of the ones that has not spent anything.
And for those who have spent, it's like, okay, you're going to have the whole range, but I would say probably half of those who have spent over probably $200, $300.
Easily.
And
Yeah.
again, and you got to remember, this is on a game that originally cost you $50, $60.
Oh, yeah.
So
100%.
that's what I said. But now, before like anything really happens, I am excited for GTA 6. I want to see it. I honestly don't think, like, even with the way video games have been going, I honestly don't think that GTA 6 will be too affected by it. I think it's still going to be a GTA game. It's still going to be wild. And
It's
crazy.
kind of hard to screw that one up.
Yeah.
It
But
really
they
is.
could. They absolutely could.
Oh, no, they could, but it's
Um,
not going to be easy.
They could
That's gonna
add
be
a character who wants to go bowling all the time.
Okay, fair enough.
Or they could like make you live with a Karen. Like you just constantly sending you text messages about all the bad things that you're doing. Like, hey, you gotta stop, 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 and just constantly being annoying.
Okay, yeah, fair point.
But I honestly don't think it's gonna be that.
No.
But going back to the actual thing that we were talking about, that $100 price tag, will they do it? Hard to say.
It is a tough one.
I would say no, they won't do it. But then again, publishers love money.
They do, but
And
they're also
if you-
going to make money by not doing it as well. They're going to make a
Yeah,
shit
well,
ton.
this is kind of where we come to the thing. It's like if you put it at $100, how many people go, actually, no, I'm not going to buy it. Whereas if you get those people to buy, how many of them will, when they're enjoying the game and if they're loving the game, spend the extra money on things like shark cards and online stuff.
And it happens all the time.
Exactly.
So they're still going to make money regardless. It's not a problem.
But going back to this $100 price tag, I think it's really important because, like, if games do go up to that price, and GTA 6 is probably one of the few games that could actually get away with it.
Yeah.
Other games that I think could probably get away with it would be like The Witcher 4.
Yeah.
There's a lot of goodwill towards The Witcher 4.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Anything in the Witcher series, really.
Yeah.
Maybe Monster Hunter, the new one, might be able to do it.
Yeah. Could do.
But I think there's two problems. The first one is if you spend $100, so again, as we said, closer to 200 Aussie dollars.
Yeah.
I think you kind of are going to get a lot of backlash on. I want to say DLC, but it's not really DLC. Like the cash shop type things.
Yeah.
Like, hey, spend more money on these little bits that can be added to your game, and people will be like, "I've already spent almost $200 on this game. Why are you keeping things out of it? Like, why are you keeping extra bits from me?"
Oh yeah,
I think
'cause
that's
a
a
massive price tag to a game.
I think that's going to be a big thing. Secondly, again, like most games couldn't pull it off, and if you start making that the average price for a game, we're going to see so many studios close down. Because people will just be like, I'm not paying that money for this crappy game, and we're never going because
the thing is
the games won't sell. We won't see games get fixed. They'll just be like, oh, this didn't even sell enough copies to warrant fixing. Because people just and the thing is,
well, the issue is a lot of them they look at the sales on like the first week of release or the first couple of weeks of release for the most part. If you give it that sort of price tag, especially the way things are, people have to save up for that. So unless you've given enough notice on the price,
but it's not even people need to save up for that. It's like people who can afford it won't, because think about the last 2 years of game releases. Very few games have come out in good order.
True.
A lot of them have needed a lot of fixing. A lot of them have just been rubbish that no one wanted and no one actually asked for.
Yeah.
And are like, we didn't want this. Who did you make this for? Like Concord, for example. Concord came out, it shut down weeks later. A lot of games have come out and been rubbish, and if they're asking for $100, they're not even going to get the people who are like, it's not that expensive. They're going to be like, no. And they're just never going to see. And so all of this stuff where we've had studios shutting down and stuff is just going to be perpetuated even more, because the real issue with the video game is not that video games are too cheap. Yes, video games cost more to make now, but it's because you're just putting all of this money and it's not equaling sales. You're spending money on stuff that doesn't sell video games.
Yeah.
And it's like, what sells video games? Well, people want fun video games. People want characters they enjoy spending time with. If you're going to spend 50 hours playing a video game, you don't want to be lectured by it. You don't want to have a cast of characters who annoy the absolute shit out of you.
Yeah,
it's like I think
like having one character in there that annoys the shit out of you is unfortunate.
I will. Okay,
but
so
I can give some leeway on that one.
I'm going to talk about that one because there is a game that I play, Persona 5, right?
Yes.
Persona 5 has an annoying character, Yusuke.
Yeah.
Now, what I say he's annoying, a lot of people complain about him because when his introduction is, he's introduced as a kind of weirdo who's a little bit creepy and all that, and he becomes a party member, And for a lot of people, they go, "Oh, hang on, he's a party member. I don't really want to hang out with this guy. He's weird."
Yeah.
But I will say, like, if you continue playing and get to know him, his weirdness, he doesn't change. He is just a weird character.
Oh, yeah.
But he's eccentric weird, not like creepy weird. And so,
Okay.
and if you play it as like, if you picture yourself being a teenager and you always bring up the fact that he is weird and he's just kind of like, wait, what? He's a very endearing character. So he starts off being a character that people are like, oh man, this character is really bad. But I'm like, if you actually stick with it and, you know, you put in the effort with the characters like you're supposed to and you get to know him, you actually go, he's just lovely and weird. And you kind of, you have this endearment towards him because he's such a, like, the characters are well put together. If they make you feel uncomfortable, it's because they're meant to.
Oh, yeah, true. Fair.
But, like, then you get stuff like Dragon Age the Veilguard where the characters are just fucking annoying.
Yeah.
And it's like, so, you know, think about like all of the big RPGs, Mass Effects. What's that one? Final Fantasy.
Okay.
If you're spending that much time in a game, and you've got parties, and you've got people traveling with you, and all that kind of stuff, and they're going to equip up and stuff, they've got to be built correctly. They've got to be people that you actually want to spend time with, because you're going to spend a lot of time in that video game, and if they suck, that's gonna affect your liking of the game. And you know, another thing is like games have to be fun. I think that's something that people overlook too often. It's like, I will play a bad game if it's fun.
Yeah,
like it can. There are games that I play that people are like, oh, that game's not very good, and I'm like, no, but it's fun. It's stupid fun.
And
I'm not going to spend $100.
Unfortunately, if it's stupid fun and I have fun playing it, I don't even consider it a bad game. It's having fun.
Yes, but I will say this: I do still consider it a bad game. If I know it's a bad game, even though it's fun, I'm like, it's still objectively a bad game.
Okay,
and the thing is this: that's an important definition to make, because if you want me to spend, as I said, $100 US, close to $180, $200 here on a single video game, I am going to be saying, well, it better be fun. It also better be good.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm not going to spend that kind of money on a game that's fun, but fundamentally a bad game.
Yeah, okay, fair.
And it's like, you know, this is the thing. And doing this will kill the video game industry. There's no two ways about it.
Oh, of course
it will absolutely destroy the video game industry, because people's mentality towards video games is this: if you want to sell a lot of video games and make money, you need to sell it cheap, because unless it's brilliant, you're going to lose a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I think the video game industry has to stop chasing the golden egg of games as a games as a service. Because the thing is, some of them work, the majority of them don't.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, there is a very limited group who want games as a service.
Oh, yeah.
And they've already got their game as a service that they play, and they're very unlikely to change and start playing the new thing just because it's new.
Yeah, fair.
Especially when a lot of the games as a service that have been coming out have been shutting down incredibly quickly.
Yeah.
You're not going to trade to something new and be like, okay, now I'm going to get invested in this and start missing out on the one I've already been playing, and then to hear like, oh, 3 months later, oh, the one I've started playing is getting shut down because not enough players, and so I've got to go back to my old one. Oh no, I've missed 3 months of that, so now I'm down behind. Or no, that's not what's going to happen. What's going to happen is they're going to go like, no, I'm not coming to that new one, and that's what has been happening. So I just think it's kind of like,
it's the fact that they can't see that that's what's happening is the problem.
The real problem is that they're spending too much money on making video games that they really don't have to be spending.
Yeah.
Games do not need to cost however much Grand Theft Auto 6 has cost. I don't have the numbers off my head, but like, God, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Space Marine 2, these games, I think maybe even, I'd have to look it up, but Baldur's Gate 3. Because that's another one that people like, if that game came out at $100 US, people would still buy it.
Oh, yeah.
Of course it would. It's a cultural sensation.
Yeah, it's a fantastic game.
But you know, like you look at the cost of, and you've seen this video been going playing for a while now. You
Yeah.
look at the cost of this game. I think it's something we're in the realms of like 40 odd million.
Yeah.
And it's like, it looks fun. It looks good. I am literally gonna buy it when I get the opportunity and decide which console, or if I'm gonna get it on the PC or whatever I'm gonna do. I'm going to buy it once I've made up my
Yeah.
mind.
And let's face it, they haven't gone down the track of like, we've got to make this look as realistic as possible. Like, yeah, there's some realism in it, but it's not.
Oh, there's a lot of realism.
Oh yeah, there's a lot.
But it's not. But it's not a game that's like.
But it's not like walking into it and just being like, oh, I feel like I've just walked outside.
No.
Because some games do try to go. No,
They don't.
You definitely don't.
Because here's the thing, and it's something important. Graphics don't sell video games.
No.
The gameplay sells video games.
Yes.
If it looks really nice, that's a bonus. But again, the gameplay sells video games.
Well, let's look at a fantastic game that really doesn't. Hey, it's got good graphics. Don't get me wrong, but they don't aim for anything massively high. And stuff like Spyro, Crash Bandicoot, people keep going back to them because they're fun games. That's all
But
there
the
is
point
to it.
is, like, if you like, people are they're making $100 million video games.
Yeah.
And then they're like, but we can't make the money back on them. It's like, because you're making $100 million video game that no one wants to play. You're not. Who is the audience of this? It's like Concord again, to kick a dead horse. Who was its audience? It's a first-person hero shooter. So its audience were young men. What did they do?
Don't get me wrong. I already forgot about it.
They went crazy and were like, "Oh yeah, look at these characters and all this." And it's like, what do your primary audience actually want in a game?
It's where you're gonna find out.
And I hate to be someone who has to say this, but like, video game industry needs to realize, the age-old saying, sex sells.
It does.
People don't want their characters to look ugly. They want them to look sexy.
Oh yeah, true.
It's like, no one wants to be the fat, ugly guy. If you're gonna be the fat, ugly guy, that's what real life's for.
Exactly.
Chris knows.
Hang on a second. I'm the smallest out of the two of us.
Smallest. Yeah, damn right you are. Put some muscle on.
Fucking working on it.
But no, like, so, like, just, I don't think Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be $100 game. I think it is going to be priced where games currently are priced.
Yeah.
But if it is, it's not an invitation for the rest of the video game industry to do the same thing.
Oh, hell no.
Because you will not sell video games. You will see your studios fail. You will have to start shutting things down.
Oh, yes.
The real thing that has to happen in the video game industry is it's a shift. I think we need a big shift.
Yeah.
In mentality. The studios have to stop making $100 million games that are ride or die and start making less expensive games, but more of them. Let's take that $100 million and make two $50 million games. Because that way, if one of them fails, you've still got another one.
Yeah.
Or make 5 $20 million games.
There's a lot of ways to
take that money and invest it wisely.
And there's a saying that still makes sense here. Keep it simple. It doesn't have to be over the top.
Stop chasing photorealism.
Oh,
there are so many games that are just like, but we've got to make this look realer and realer and realer. And the truth is that, yes,
it was a good gimmick when it came out. It was like, oh, this is pretty cool, and we don't care anymore.
Look, there are games that like are old now, so they're nowhere near as photorealistic as games coming out today are. Yeah. But they still look good.
Yeah.
Just make a game that looks good. You don't have to have like, hey, look, every blade of grass has been modeled to perfection. It's like, no one gives a fuck about that.
We're not even looking at that.
No.
It's like, don't get me wrong, the grass has got to be there. But it doesn't have
COD, and then you turn your graphics down so that no one can hide in the grass.
Oh, exactly, yes. But yeah, it's just things like, we don't need photorealism because we're not, in a lot of cases, we're not looking at it. We're looking past it. It's there, but we don't care.
We want the game to look good, but it doesn't have to look like a movie. Because one, it's inevitably going to age. And, when we're all playing video games on our mind chips, using our imagination, whatever,
Yeah.
The games that, you know, you spent millions of dollars on trying to make them look a little bit more realistic than the stuff that came out 3 years ago is going to look like nothing. It's going to look bad. It's, you know,
Yeah.
like, come on. We're old now. We remember games from the 2000s where it was like, wow,
Where the floor was
real.
painted green.
Fuck. Spider-Man 2 on the PlayStation.
Holy
and the
shit,
Xbox.
man, that was good.
That was a good game, and it looked good until you go back and play it now. Now you're kind of like, what's going on with that person's face?
Exactly. Holy shit.
Is it 1 or 2 pixels? No, it's you know,
It was 3. Holy shit.
things change, and chasing and being like where we're spending all our money is making the game look good is bad. Money needs to be spent on the storytelling and the gameplay.
Oh, yeah.
That's what's going to bring people back, and that's what's going to make us happy.
It's pretty simple.
The next big thing is just like, you know, making sure your storytellers are telling a story that people actually give a fuck about.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Which is, you know, it's important. And, you know, saying no to stupid ideas is, I guess, is another thing. You know, I know we live in a culture now where it's like you can't say to someone that's a stupid idea, go away. But sometimes it needs to be said.
Let's bring it back. He tells me all the time.
And do you learn? No.
No.
But I feel better. And that's all that matters.
And I know my idea's not going ahead.
Exactly.
Do I take offense to it?
You should.
No, I pretend. I pretend to, but I don't.
No, but you know, like this is. I think that's the truth about the video game industry. If it wants to survive, and I want it to survive, it's my preferred downtime.
Yeah.
If it does fail, I'll have to find a new downtime, and I'm not okay with that. I don't have that much patience, and I'm not allowed near glue.
Yet you still keep doing it.
Why do you think all of my models are not put together?
Okay, yeah, no, fair point. I questioned you on that last week.
Because I'm not allowed near glue. It gets everywhere.
Yet you still keep finding it.
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
God damn it.
Anyway, yeah, so, yeah, as I said, I really want the video game industry to stay around, but the only way that's going to happen is if they make some changes and start actually listening to the video game players, because you can make a game for this type of person, but if that type of person isn't going to buy a video game and play it, you've made a game for no one.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
And the sad reality is that we are seeing a lot of video games coming out for no one, and then when the video game audience complains about it and it's like, well, we don't want this game, we don't like it, we don't even care about it, we get the video game media and the game creators going like, well, you guys have to like our game. No, we don't. No one has to like anything. That's the beauty of free will, my friend.
We're seeing this with movies as well.
Exactly. As they say in the industry, if you try and please everyone, you will please no one.
That is effectively how it's going to go.
Exactly.
You've already got fans to in some sort of genre. Just stick to the same fans.
Exactly.
You know it'll sell. It's not difficult.
And if you want to bring in more fans, make better movies and video games. Don't be like, okay, what we're going to do is throw the baby out with the bathwater, start again, and that will bring in a new audience. No, all that will do is lose your old audience.
And then bring in
no one. So you've just lost. It's a net loss. Okay? If you want to lose people, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
But if you want to keep the video game industry alive, if you want to keep your jobs in the video game industry, you have to actually start making video games that people want to play. You have to make story-driven games that are about characters that people love, and you have to make non-story-driven games that are fun to play and unfortunately incredibly sweaty, probably.
I don't even think that's a probably on that one.
They must be sweaty.
It's going to be regardless.
And you know, that's the downside about not having discs anymore.
Yeah.
Remember when you used to crack open the new Call of Duty and you'd have to stand there and wait for all the sweat to fall out of the box before you could put it in the console?
Ooh, that was a rough one.
No, but guys, like seriously, who knows what will happen come later this year when GTA 6 comes out. look, fingers crossed. I know most people will be playing it. Hopefully, I will have my new Xbox by then.
Yeah.
And so I can play it on that. I think that's about that.
Yeah, that's about it on that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where my thing. Everyone's going to be playing it. That's the truth. It's like, what are you playing? It's going to be GTA 5. No, it's going to be GTA 6. Everyone's going to be playing GTA 6, except for the people who are like, I thought it was GTA 5. I got the numbers wrong.
Oh, no.
I was wondering why it was so cheap. But everyone's going to be playing it. And so I think there's going to be like, about 3 weeks after it comes out where no other video game is played. And then people will be like, okay, I'll play my other video game for a little bit now. But
I will be going back to this.
Yeah.
I will be.
Or it won't. Like, I don't know if you remember when GTA 5 came out and it was like, we have GTA Online. And like, GTA Online, I don't think launched with the game. I think it came out a little bit later.
It was, yeah.
And then we were playing them and they're like, we've got GTA Heist launching later. And so I remember starting GTA Online and being like, no.
Yeah.
If for some reason my dude was really fat, I think my friends and me had made him to be like the fattest person possible.
I could
He
never
looked like a clown.
I could honestly never get my character to look the way I wanted.
You know what?
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie to you. There was a character I had who I really liked on the Xbox.
Yeah.
360 version.
Yeah.
And then when I transferred them over to the Xbox One, I was like, you ugly.
Yeah, pretty much. No, but that's the thing about most of the GTA characters I looked at. It's like every time I was like making the character, I'm like, these are all fucking ugly. What the hell is this?
G-L-Y, you ain't got no alibi, you ugly.
Oh, fuck, I haven't done that in years. But yeah.
Really? I thought you would hear that all the time.
No, actually, surprisingly not. Yeah.
No, but that game's going to come out. If GTA 6 Online or whatever they're doing with that is like straight up and running when it comes out, I think that 3 weeks that I predicted will be even longer.
I feel like if they do, like now that we've discussed that the old character creation, if they've updated it to make it like any of the other ones, we will be stuck on character creation for hours again.
Oh, I don't think it's going to have that much character creation after all. I always found it weird the way they did character creation on GTA Online.
Yeah, no, I didn't
Where it's
like
like, hey, pick your parents. It's like, oh, okay. I'm interested to see where this is going, but rightio, and it's like, yeah, now, because you chose these people, that's what you look like. It's like,
I don't like this.
can we just have a thing where we just choose, can we just have sliders?
Like, give me sliders.
Nose presets? Come on. But, no.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I digress. It'll be interesting to see, because I think how GTA 6 comes out is going to mainly affect what a lot of gamers are doing.
Oh, of course it is.
And then, yeah. And then we'll see. But, yeah, I think of all the games labeled 6, GTA will be the most highest one. Don't get me wrong. Elder Scrolls 6 will still probably turn a few heads, but
of course it will.
You know, again, I think
it'll still have
Bethesda have lost a lot of goodwill after Starfield.
Oh yeah, of course it has.
Because like I know everyone's like, oh, well, that was new. This is just them going back to Elder Scrolls, but it's like kind of like really go back and look at Elder Scrolls, like even Skyrim. They ugly.
Oh yeah.
And the hair's weird. I don't like the hair. It's kind of like it's like Play-Doh that they've then just been like, okay, so you have blonde hair, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna paint it brown really heavily, and then we're gonna get like just a light yellow and just run it over all the bits that are sticking out, so it's like yellow and then brown, and then yeah, you have Play-Doh hair now. And it's like, and you're gonna have a ponytail, and it's just gonna be like Skyrim monkeys. So I go, oh.
They've never really upgraded that either.
Oh, hey, look, if they used the character, like the people they used from Starfield,
yeah,
those people aren't uggo.
Yeah.
I forgot the name of the game, but it's Fallout 4.
Fuck,
Those people, okay, well, some of them are uggo.
Well, yeah,
but, like, you don't have to be uggo.
I spend so much time in that character creation.
Yeah, man.
And I wasted so much time in that character creation.
Character creation's where it's at.
It was the best thing of just being there and then getting to a certain point and being like, okay, they're dead. I wasted that much time for...
No, it annoys me about the Fallout games.
What?
I want to fly a helicopter. One of their vertibirds.
Yeah.
And you'd never get to. You can sit in one and they'll fly you places, but you can't just be like, I'm going to just take the controls, lads. You two just shoot anything that moves. No.
It's what I was going to do anyways. You just do what I was going to do.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, that would be good if they did.
But no, seriously, the Skyrim people were ugly.
Yes.
And their hair,
You're just never going to let the hair go, are you?
it's bad, man.
I know it is, but geez.
But yeah, no, like a minimum, the Starfield people were cool.
Yeah.
I honestly need to go back to it and see, because I was super disappointed when it first came out with the shipbuilding.
Yeah, true. See if there's any good mods out there now.
See if I can build stuff I want to build. But like, I don't know. Can I say?
Yeah.
I am actually kind of excited for Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah.
I know nothing about it.
Same here.
Nothing. But I'm excited because there's so much stuff from Bethesda games that they can add to it that would make it better.
That is true.
I like Fallout, but I like fantasy better than I like post-apocalyptic.
Understandable, yes. I'd be saying the
So,
same.
Fallout 4's base building in Skyrim. So you can build towers and fortresses and
That would be nice.
fucking kick people off walls. Like, fuck yeah, that would be cool. And that's something that they've done.
Yeah.
Starfield's kind of larger, more traversable, do what you want kind of maps.
True.
I love that. You know? Okay, you can't have a spaceship. It's medieval fantasy.
Well, yeah.
But I could have a boat.
That's true. Could indeed have a boat.
I know people sing sea shanties. So
Yeah.
I could travel a little bit more. I could steal some boats, do some stuff, not have to walk everywhere. That'd be nice.
Yeah. Would indeed be nice.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember if there's dangerous fish in Skyrim. There might be.
I don't know.
But I think that we need dangerous fish. If there's going to be large waters, we need those waters full of things that want to hurt you. That you can only kind of poke at.
There will be krakens. You would expect they'd put krakens in.
Why?
I don't know. They got other mythological creatures. Why not?
Yeah, but this one's not set in the Norse world.
Yeah, I know. Maybe it will be.
No. It's definitely set in Hammerfell.
Oh, fair enough.
But yeah, no. So as I said, there's a lot happening in that could happen in Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Like stuff they've kind of established in other games. That's like, okay, now that you've shown us you can do this, let's put it in a game. Let's put it in a fantasy game.
Put it in a fantasy game and make it work.
Do it. Come on, you cowards. Do it.
Do it. Do it.
Don't be a coward. Just do it. Do it. But yeah, no. That's kind of where I stand with all that. But yeah, GTA 6, that's going to be a global sensation.
Of course it will be.
Again, I don't think it's going to be $100. But again, publishers be like, how can we make the most money? But again, I to wrap myself up and finish this kind of thought process.
Yeah.
If you ask for $100 for a game, I think you cut any ability, or at least severely hurt your ability to then be like, hey, but spend more money on this game, because people are going to be like, no, you've got your money out of me.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's definitely how I go about it.
And yeah, other than that, as I said, like, just because the most anticipated game of, as I said, quite possibly the decade can pull something off, doesn't mean that the next Call of Duty can do it.
It's pretty straightforward.
But anyway, guys, I think that just about wraps us up. If you've enjoyed this one, consider liking, sharing, commenting, or subscribing. If you want to see more from me and Kris, check out the rest of the channel. We play a whole variety of video games, averagely. And we post them there for your enjoyment. So do check them out.
Yes.
But other than that, guys, I've been Darcy. He's been Kris.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Except for that one time I was Steve.
God, I am actually going to stab you. Where's my knives? Oh, I can't see. Wait. I can see one.
Oh, no, he found one.
But guys, yeah, we will catch you next time right here on the channel. But until then, see you later.
See ya.
Bigger guns.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eh.
Naked in the water. But not naked. But in the water.
What?
Oh, you're wearing their pants.
Oh, well,
Because they're medieval. The medieval's not taking their pants off.
Well, no, fair point, fair point.
Well, we definitely would have, actually.
Is this someone recording it and just looking at the guy's nipples?
Yes, nipples for days.
What?